Chapter 8, Lesson 2, Write Equations. Our learning objective is you will write an equation for a word sentence or situation and write a word sentence for a given equation. Essential question. How do you write an equation to represent a situation? Connect. You can use what you know about writing algebraic expressions to help you write algebraic equations. Okay, so we're taking it from expressions, which we've already done, and just making it an equation, which means it's going to have that equal sign. Unlock the problem. A circus recently spent $1,650 on new trapezes. The trapeze costs $275 each. Write an equation that could be used to find the number of trapeze T that the circus bought. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do here is look up here on the little green box. It says circle the information that you need to write the equation. Okay, so we probably need to use $1,650. And we probably need to use $275 each. What expression could you use to represent the cost of T trapeze? Well, if we know that they are $275 each, we would write 275T or 275 times T. So look down on write an equation for the situation. We need to be thinking cost per trapeze, which it says $275 each. So we're writing, oh, that didn't work. So we're going to write $275 times the number of trapeze, which it says that the number of trapeze is T, equals the total cost, which is $1,650. So an equation that could be used to find the number of trapeze, T, is 275T equals 1,650. That's all we're doing today, is just taking those and making them into an algebraic equation. So same thing we've been doing, but again, we have to put what it equals. So we're going to try this. Maybe. There we go. Ben is making a recipe for salsa that calls for 3 1/2 cups of tomatoes. He chops 4 tomatoes, which fill 2 1/4 cups. Write an equation that could be used to find out how many more cups, C, Ben needs. So we got to think. First thing we're going to do is circle. I'm going to highlight because it's hard for you to see if I circle it. So the recipe calls for 3 1/2 cups. So when it's in recipes, when it says it calls for that, it's saying that's how much it needs. So you need 3 1/2 cups of tomatoes. He chops 4 tomatoes, which fills 2 1/4 cups. So he has 2 1/4 cups filled. Okay, we're going to find out how many more cups C, Ben needs. So the cups that are already filled is 2 1/4. Plus what he needs, which is C, because we don't know how much left he needs, equals 3 1/2. So an equation that could be used to find the number of additional cups, C, is 2 1/4 plus C, which would equal the 3 1/2. Again, that's all we need to do. It just wants the equation. We do not need to solve it. Looking at example 1 on the next page. So we're on page 428 now. It says write an equation for the word sentence. 6 fewer than a number is 46 33/100. So let n represent the unknown number. The phrase fewer than, okay, if we hear fewer than, we know that we're going to have subtraction. 6 fewer than a number is 46 33/100. So fewer than a number, it says that we're going to just go ahead and use n for number. So n minus 6, 6 fewer than that number, means equals, and we're just going to bring down the, oh no, not the ruler, 46 and 33 hundredths. Looking at B, 2/3 of the cost of the sweater is $18. Okay, we're thinking C is going to represent the cost of the sweater in dollars. The word of indicates multiplication, which I hope you all remember. Okay, so now we're just going to write it out. 2/3 of, which is multiply, the cost of sweaters, which is C, means equal, and 18. That's all we're doing there. Okay, go ahead and look down at example 2. Write 2-word sentences for the equation A plus 15 equals 24. Okay, so we're going to write this into the word. So if we have an addition sign there, that usually is going to mean the sum. The sum of A and 15 is 24. Another way that we could write that, because it says write 2-word sentences. Keyword 2, you got to write both of them. Okay, so the other way we could write it is 15 more than A equals 24. So I wrote that 2-word sentences for that same equation. The sum of A and 15 is 24, or 15 more than A equals 24. Looking at example B, says the quotient. Oh, I didn't write that very well. The quotient of R and 2/10 is 40. Or we could say R divided by 2/10 equals 40. Sorry, I can't seem to get this pen to write. But so the two ways that we could write that expression or that equation right here is the quotient of R and 2/10 is 40, or R divided by 2/10 equals 40.